What's good, everyone? What's good, everyone? Welcome back to British 876 Sports, where we discuss and dissect the realest and the most authentic football and sports opinion. The Premier League is back upon us again. It's the weekend in a few. Premier League is back. I'm a bit more excited than I would have been normally. Why? United have won 3 games in a row, and we have the opportunity to go 4 games win streak. Guys, that's something the Premier League would want and would not want in the same breath. Would want because Manchester United is the biggest club in England, one of the biggest club in the world, top 2 or 3 at least, biggest club in the world. To go back in contention with the Premier League title is something that the Premier League, the fans of the Premier League, the fans of Manchester United would actually want to see. Guys, it's the Premier League weekend preview, and we're gonna just go through some of the matches that is up on us this weekend. Uh, a lot of games are in store for us. Chelsea is gonna play Spurs. That's a big game. We are looking forward to Liverpool. Struggling at the moment. Lost their last game 3-0. So we're looking forward to seeing Liverpool. How can they rebound? We're talking about the Premier League champions. We're talking about a team who last season was the league leaders in the Champions League for the large majority of the Champions League. We're talking about currently them losing 4 of their last 5 games. 3-0 in their last game against Crystal Palace, who seems to have their ticket at this moment. We're talking about Chelsea struggling, I would say, struggling at the moment. Chelsea, not consistent without their best player Cole Palmer. Yeah, we're talking about Arsenal going away to Burnley. Burnley, who promoted team, can they actually put a stop to Arsenal's dominance? I think Arsenal has won their last 7 games, 8 games. That's a win streak. That's a win streak. Guys, we want Arsenal to we want an interruption of that flow. We cannot allow them to keep running away. But why worry? The pressure is not yet on. It is the first half of the Premier League season still, and this is not the first that Arsenal has done this. So, what's the worry? Who else? As I say, Liverpool entertaining Villa, who is now on form, right? Liverpool needing to win. It is a must-win game for Liverpool. But let us kick it off, guys. Let us kick it off. Please smash a like on the video. Smash a like on the video, please. Support the channel. If you're new, hit that subscription button. Hit the notification bell as well. We're starting off with Brighton at home to Leeds. 2 teams who are in and around the middle of the Premier League table. And sometimes let me just check. In and around the middle of the Premier League table, Brighton, Leeds newly promoted. Where's Leeds sitting? 15th place, Brighton sitting 13th place. So they're about, guys, in the middle. When I say the middle, meaning from 10 to 15, that's just about the middle. So you have the top half, which is 1 to 10. Then you have 15 to 20. Leeds between 11 to 15, that's just about, not necessarily mid-table, but the middle of the Premier League table. So 2 teams that actually needs to win, Brighton, Leeds, as again, I think they need to win. They're just sitting outside of the relegation zone. Brighton a bit more comfortable, losing to Manchester United in their last fixtures. So that's the game that will kick off the Premier League weekend. Not one to talk about, but that's the game that will kick off the Premier League weekend. That's the early fixtures, actually. So I think 5 games will kick off the early fixtures. Arsenal will play away to Burnley, and we are banking on Burnley to put a bump in the road for Arsenal. I must give credit to Arsenal winning about 8 games on the bounce, 6 to 8 games on the bounce. Let me see. They won their last game against Brighton. They won against Crystal Palace 1-0. They won their that's Champions League, but let's say they won 4-0 against Atletico Madrid. Back in the Premier League, that's two more victory against Fulham and West Ham. So that's four. Then they won against Newcastle. That's 5 games on the bounce for Arsenal in the Premier League that they have won. You cannot you cannot criticize it. You cannot criticize it. But when we talk about Arsenal, Arsenal has been consistent for the last 4 or 5 seasons. So there is a lot of data to work with. There's a lot of data to work with regarding how they perform, how they will perform, and the trends to their performances. And this is what they normally do. And prior to the previous 5 seasons that I just mentioned, I've seen Arsenal dominate the first half of the season, consistent. I'm talking about from Arsene Wenger days, from Ozil days, from Aubameyang, from Lacazette, from Manchester United had Louis van Gaal. Arsenal dominating the first half. I recall my friends and associates, supporters of Arsenal, telling me they're gonna win the league in the first half by October. I've been hearing that. I'm talking about when Ozil was firing, right? And nothing happened. So we already know that Arsenal look forward to we look forward to Arsenal in the crunch time of the Premier League, right? Currently, I think I saw a stat. Arsenal is in the bottom 5 team in the Premier League with goals from open play. Now, on one hand, they have conceded the least amount of goals, right? Let me just tell you exactly how much. Uh, Arsenal has conceded 3 goals. Next team close to them is Tottenham, Burnley, Tottenham and Sunderland and City conceded 8 goals. So Arsenal conceded 3 goals in the Premier League. In the same breath, they scored 16, which is the second most goal by a team in the Premier League. So very good goal conceding and goal for record. But in the same breath, you are ranked bottom 5 in the Premier League from open play goals. Now that is alarming. What that's saying is that you're going to need to always score from set piece in order to maintain this winning record, this winning style, this winning momentum that is currently going for Arsenal. Is that logical? Is that possible? That means you're gonna need to keep all the players fit. You're gonna need everything going for you in order to maintain this current statistics for Arsenal. Now, just trying to critique constructively Arsenal. I led with saying that Arsenal they're doing well. They are doing well. They consider the least amount of goal and one of the teams to score the most goals in the Premier League. Kudos. Bad players, some doing well, some not doing well, off to a good start, some not off to a good start. But we must give them credit. We must give them credit. Only losing 1 game so far, played 9 games, they won 7 of them. So that is kudos to Arsenal. But it's a thin line in the Premier League. And I'm not hating, but we've seen this before, and I'm talking about trend and momentum, and we're talking about statistics. We've seen this over and over and over and over. No, they're leading by 18, 19, 20, 24 points, and we've seen them led by 8 points, I think even 10 points, and fell short at the end of it. Because what it takes to win and be champions is when it's come to the business end of the season. And I think that is when, I don't know how they don't learn from their prior mistakes, but it is the business end of the season that you need to pull out your best game and your best form. So now you're on a good form, we're nowhere near the business end. So you need to pull out your best form in the business end of the season. Right? No, you have teams like City and Liverpool struggling now. But you might see the mark of a championship philosophy, a championship DNA in the business end of the season with these 2 teams. So I'm not yet writing off those teams. But anyways, Arsenal away to Burnley. A game that they should win to keep the momentum going, and a game that I think they will win to keep the momentum. So let us put the hate aside for a minute. Let us put the desire of them falling. I think they will win that game. Again, it's not the business end of the season, so I have no care in their form, right? The form that I value and care about is the business end of the season. And United fans know about this, City fans know about this, Liverpool fans know about this. Only Arsenal fans, this seems to elude that they need to get their acts together in the business end of the season. Nothing is won in December. Right? Right. Moving on, the next game, Crystal Palace Burnley Palace on a good form. Crystal Palace, very good form. They are on, they're sitting 10th actually. They're on 13 points. That is 4 points behind fourth on 17th. So it is very open, the Premier League, very, very open at this juncture. I mean, there is between fourth place and 17 and 13th place, that's 5 points. So that's less than 2 games victory between uh 13th place and the Champions League spot. So it's wide open. Manchester United sitting sixth on 16 points, 2 points behind second, right? And I'm excited for that. But it is we're in November, we're in October, we're not even reached November. So there's nothing has been won at this point in the Premier League. You have to get that straight. If you've been in title races before, just stop getting exciting. This is why I lose belief in Arsenal and their supporters. So excited at this moment, and they do it year in year out. It's as if they don't have no in, they don't have any, they don't learn. Anyways, Crystal Palace Brentford. We expect Crystal Palace at home to win that one. The next game also playing simultaneously. At the same time, Fulham Wolves. Anything can happen in that game. Not too much to talk about there. But the next game playing at that time, Manchester United goes away to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest struggling at the moment with a new coach, Sean Dyche, the former Everton coach, the former Burnley coach, who is used to or renowned for setting up solid teams, solid structure defensively, welcoming you or inviting you to break their team down if you're good enough. Will Manchester United be good enough? We've seen Manchester United win 3 games on the bounce, winning against Liverpool, winning against who is that team? They won 4-2 recently, and I'm remembering. But all those games that we won 3 in a bounce, we weren't given the task of breaking down a team. We were given the opportunity of a fist to fist fight, where that's what we love at United. We love an open game. We love an end to end. We love a you attack, I attack kind of game. Hence why we seem to do well against the bigger teams, because they don't sit back against us. Now we play Nottingham Forest with a new coach, Sean Dyche. I'm not sure who is going to sit back with these players, because Nottingham Forest have a good crop of players. Good crop of players. Nottingham Forest. Let me just look through them side real quick and fast. Because they have a good crop of players, not defensive players. But I'm curious to see how Sean Dyche get the best of them. They have attacking players like Callum Hudson-Odoi, he was a prodigy at Chelsea and for England under 17. He won the World Cup or the Euros? Chris Wood, who was in the top five, I'm guessing based on my recollection, goal scoring last season. Sean Dyche will love Chris Wood. I'm sure he will put him right back into the starting lineup. The previous coach, uh, what's his name? The former Spurs coach didn't play Chris Wood when I watched them, or when I watched their highlights. Didn't play him, but I'm sure Sean Dyche will love to play Chris Wood, and they will get goals from Chris Wood actually. So yeah, good players, a good crop of players. Hudson Odoi, Morgan Gibbs White, Douglas Luiz, Anderson Elliott, who is a player who we want at Manchester United, where we're scouting him. So that's a good crop of midfielders right there. Yeah, James McCarthy. Is this the Man City loanee or the Man City player? Ibrahim Sangare. That's a good crop of players. Yep, the number nine, the big lad up top. So they have Chris Wood, they have that guy, they have Hutchinson up top, they have Igor up top. So they have a very good side. Nottingham Forest, they cannot take them for granted. Even though they're on a bad form, even though they're on a bad form. Um, I think with a new coach, they lost the last game with the new coach, but I think anything is possible with Nottingham Forest. So we have to come out as United players. We have to not take it for granted. I think there will be none of that with this coach. This coach seems like he's hammering down hard work, focus, consistency. Even when we're not playing well, he's hammering down hard work. He wants to be consistent with hard work, drilling the players that they have to work hard, they have to focus. So I think that we will be focused when we go to the city ground to play Nottingham Forest. I think Mbeumo is on form, Cunha is on form, Sesko doing well, Ahmad is on form. I think the entire United team is on a good momentum. I think they're confident at the minute. So it is quite possible for us to win 4-4. What that would mean is that I think 4-4 with all whatever the other results are will land us in the top four. I'm a strong believer of that, and I think it will happen. 4-4 for United, that would create havoc across the Premier League. That would send signal waves throughout the Premier League, throughout the other challenging top four teams. United, are we back? Can we say we are back? 4 games in four. I wouldn't say we are back, but what it implies is that we are overcoming the hump of the struggles, the hump of the devastation, and the hump of not getting it right. What it means is that the players are forming partnerships, the players are figuring it out, and that's a good look for Ruben Amorim, who I think is a bit more positive, as you see in his press conference, a bit more upbeat, a bit more energetic. So United will win, in my opinion, in my belief, if I am betting against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. Well, the next game we will have, the next game we will have on that day. Is it the same day? Yes. Oh, so this is a weird fixture. So after that game, Chelsea actually plays Tottenham, which is on the same Saturday. Chelsea goes to the London Stadium. Chelsea goes to Spurs. Chelsea not doing exactly well. I wouldn't say Chelsea are doing well. I think they've lost some games. We're going to have specific videos specifically towards Chelsea, towards Arsenal, towards the big teams to break down my opinion on their league so far, their projection so far. But Chelsea, uh, not essentially, not specifically, not consistent. I should say, not consistent in their results, not consistent in their performance, not consistent in their starting lineup. They won the last game in the EFL Cup yesterday. Prior to that, they lost to Sunderland, having been ahead. So they seem to be winning their non-EPL games. Prior to that, they won against Nottingham Forest and they won against Liverpool, Chelsea, but they lost 3-2 to Brighton prior to that. And Manchester United, they lost 2-1. So in the last 5 Premier League games, Chelsea has lost to United, lost to Brighton, but won against Liverpool and won against Nottingham Forest and lost to Sunderland. So they've lost 3 of their last 5 games. That's not necessarily a good form for Chelsea. So I'm sure they're looking to rally back this Premier League weekend. It's a must win for them because they're behind United. Chelsea, I'm sure they're behind United. They're outside of the top six, outside of the top seven probably. I think they're sitting in 8th to 10th position. Let me just check it quick and fast. Sitting in ninth, Chelsea actually, but they're on 14 points. That is 3 points behind fourth place. So as I said earlier, it's quite open. The Premier League table quite open. Chelsea losing 3 games, winning 4, drawing 2. So I think this is a must-win game for Chelsea if they want to mount any possibility or potential in the title race or a spot for the European places. They have to win this game. Without their main player, Cole Palmer, who is injured, I think he is gonna be out for 6. I saw 6 weeks, or was it 8 weeks? I think that was 3 weeks ago. So if it's 6 weeks, maybe there's 3 weeks remaining. If it's eight, probably there's five remaining. So I think at least 4 weeks is remaining for Cole Palmer to return. We can just say five because even if he's ready to return at the fifth week, fourth week, he won't be thrown in the starting lineup. Chelsea is a funny team. I'll do a separate video on Chelsea, as I say, on the top teams. But Chelsea a funny team with all the signings seem to be struggling. Okay, so after that game now, we go to Liverpool. Liverpool will be playing again on the same Saturday. Liverpool plays who they play. They play Aston Villa. Aston Villa at Anfield. Aston Villa goes to Anfield on form, winning their previous games. So Villa was after a bad start in the Premier League, a very bad start, but they've won their previous games, their most recent games. Let me say the Villa's fixtures. Uh, no, their results. Yeah, so Villa won against City in their last EPL outing. Big win at home to City. You know, yeah, they win in the Europa League. Prior to that, they won against Spurs and they won against Burnley. So beating Burnley, Spurs, and City, they've won their last 3 games, which is remarkable for Aston Villa, starting not necessarily well. And before that, they won against Fulham. Didn't start well, but to come back and win all those games, I think that's pretty good for Aston Villa. They should go to that game at Anfield confident. They're sitting in 8th position, which is they're on the same points as Liverpool, even though they started off very bad. I mean, Liverpool has lost 4 games, Villa only lost 2. Liverpool won 5, Villa won 4. But should be even if the mindset is correct, and you don't think Unai Emery is gonna have it any different than a proper mindset with a proper setting to go to Anfield because nothing else will work at Anfield, right? So, yeah, that's the Saturday fixtures. Then on Sunday, Manchester City goes to Bournemouth. We expect nothing but a victory for Man City. Man City sitting. Where are Man City sitting? City sitting fifth. Same points as United. We expect nothing better than a win for City. Entertaining Bournemouth. So not much to talk about that. Cherky is back. Most of the City players are back. Mamouche is back. So we expect City to win that game. I mean, for Sunderland, the next game, Sunderland play Everton. That's a game where I thinking Sunderland needs to win that game to just keep the momentum going. They're in the top four. They're in the top four. Anything is possible. While Everton, who goes to Sunderland to the Stadium of Light, needs to win as well. They're sitting in the bottom half of the table. Let me verify that. Everton, no, they're sitting 14th. They're in 11. They're on 11 points. They won 3 of their 9 games, so that's not bad. Sunderland needs to win. Everton needs to win to continue avoiding the relegation spot. Put it that way. So very good game to close the weekend off, guys. Looking forward to it. It should be smashing. It should be entertaining. You know, we love when the Premier League is back. We love when football is back on a hold. Tune into we're gonna do more videos. We're gonna do a set of videos on the top teams, the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Liverpool are struggling, the likes of Arsenal, who seems to be dominant. We're gonna do on Manchester United building a momentum. Chelsea struggling to get to land a consistent form. We're gonna do a video on them as well. Smash a like on the video. subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Guys, see you in the next video. We are out.